Well, good day and welcome to SOP, Save Our Planet. My name is Gary Willing, and I hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you happen to be. Now, I am going to address a comment that came my way because I do think that we can talk about this information based on that comment and maybe learn something about what's going on within ourselves and what's going on in the world. So just give me a moment, we're going to talk about that. But if you have something you want to tell me, feel free to post a comment. If you have something you want to ask me about Maitreya and the Masters of Wisdom, also feel free to post a comment or a question in the comment section or email me searchforsigns@mail.com, and then I'll try to answer that question in another video. But in the meantime, if you want to get some of your questions answered for yourself about who and what Maitreya is, about what he means for humanity, might I suggest going to the Share International site. Link is at the very top of the description portion of this video. All right. I am just going to read the first part of this comment because it's quite long, but I do want to kind of branch it out into what I'm seeing in the world. But anyway, love these stories. I've often felt that somehow I was looked after by unseen hands when I was growing up. Well, your feeling is not unique to you, for sure. I myself and others that I know have had that same kind of impression that something is keeping me safe in a very dangerous world. And I've lived on this planet for about 53 years, and I've gotten through some really tricky parts of my life that I felt like if it wasn't for this unseen hand protecting me, I would have, died off a long time ago. And that was some of the reason why I was telling those stories, because they really, I think, are a good way of showing exactly what I'm talking about, that there's this unseen hand that's kind of keeping us safe. Now, depending upon the background of the person is what they would relate that unseen hand of help to. If they're Christian, of course, they're not going to think it's Allah that's doing it. They're going to think it's either God or Jesus that's helping them out, which is fine, right? If you are a Buddhist, well, you think that maybe the Buddha is helping you or whatever, right? And if you're a Muslim, you think that Allah's helped you through these difficult times or whatever. And if you're kind of a spiritual person, perhaps a new agey kind of person, you might think it's angels that are helping you, or the stars maybe, or whatever. Whatever your background is what you would relate that help to. In reality, based on the information that I'm sharing with you, and you can believe this information or not, the help is coming from the Masters of Wisdom, from Maitreya himself, every single time. They don't care who you give the credit to. They just want to help you, right? And they're helping us all the time. So that feeling that you have that you're being looked after is not a delusional feeling. It is actually what's going on. You're actually feeling protected because you are protected. Now, it doesn't mean that bad things don't happen and you got to deal with it. And, that's just life, right? That's stuff that we have to learn to help grow. So these masters are always going to let enough bad stuff happen to us so we learn from it and grow. That which doesn't kill us makes us stronger is really a truism. So, but for a lot of us, especially those who have some kind of connection with the divine in that way, and they feel that interconnection, well, that safety net, that cocoon that keeps us safe is real, really. Now, there are other people that don't have any sense of that, and that's because they haven't opened up to the truth about the masters or the truth about higher help and so forth. But if they did, they would have that same kind of feeling too. Now, what I wanted to do is I wanted to branch that out into what's going on in the world today. Because I know for myself that I've talked about for years on this channel that humanity is going to get through this time. All evidence to the contrary. And it just seems like every single day it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse, right? It's the exact opposite of what I've been saying. But I'm here to tell you today on, January the 11th, 2026, that all evidence to the contrary, we are going to get through this. And one piece of evidence that's clear that we're going to get through this is because I know for myself, I keep waking up the next day and the world's still here. We haven't killed ourselves, we haven't destroyed ourselves, and we haven't ruined the environment enough to where we can't breathe or whatever. And we do have help, just like you were sensing for yourself as you were coming up during those difficult times in your life. And humanity also has help. And the help is who I've been talking about. Maitreya and the Masters of Wisdom have been helping us and guiding us and keeping us safe as much as they possibly can until we learn to stand on our own 2 feet and help ourselves. And that's where we're at. Unfortunately, we're living in a world where everything is focused on one person. The absolute wrong person to have all the focus on. And to me, it's painful in the extreme, and it's been painful to live under the tyranny of Donald Trump for as long as I have. And I don't know if you felt the same way or if you love the guy, but it's a tyranny, and he's a dictator, and he loves talking about it and joking about it to kind of make light at it. But the thing that creates so much pain and suffering inside of me is the fact that I have to listen to him lie all the time, all the time, all the time, all the time, all the time. And he'll switch facts, and he'll do this, and he'll twist it up, and he'll make it all about him, but yet not make it about him at the same time. And it's a living hell, you know what I'm saying, to be honest, to have him be the leader of the country that I love so much. And to see him take steps into authoritarianism that I knew were possible based on the flimsiness of the Constitution. The Constitution is only as strong as those who believe in it. And he doesn't believe in the rule of law or the Constitution at all. He doesn't believe in truth at all or facts. He just makes it all up as he goes on. And he only cares about himself. But this is what I wanted to say. As divided as the world is, and as focused as we are on this one man who's totally self-centered, totally narcissistic, creating so much damage in this country and around the world, unspeakable damage to the trust amongst nations, to the trust amongst people, to the trust that families once had with each other and so forth, the damage that he's done, okay? Everything that we're seeing in the world, and this is coming from Maitreya, all is energy. And all that energy has its opposites. So just because we're going through this time now does not mean that next year or the year after or the year after that, it won't be the exact opposite. Now, I don't think that Donald Trump is the Antichrist per se, but I do think that he's the exact opposite of who and what Maitreya is. And he is inspiring and galvanizing people in his own way, but he's doing it for his own ends. Maitreya will inspire and galvanize humanity to build a brilliant golden civilization based on righteousness and truth and trust and peace and love. These are all things that Maitreya is going to help humanity create. And eventually, humanity will listen to him and try the principle of sharing, which will bring about justice, bring about goodwill amongst the nations, and ease all the political tensions, geopolitical tensions that are going on today. But it's taking every ounce of energy, I'm sure, of Maitreya and these masters to keep the world from totally destroying itself. Humanity is pushing everything to the very brink. We are really pushing the envelope, as they say. But, just as you noticed in your own life, Eileen, we have help for all of humanity too. And take that faith that you had about a helping hand and translate it into the world. If you're a Christian, believe that Jesus is helping the world. We're going to get through this. The illusion that the world is going to end and that it's doomed is just that, an illusion. It's a thought form, and it's a harmful thought form. And if you listen to anything that I say, don't buy into that. Don't spread the lie that we're going to destroy ourselves, because it's damaging the psyche of humanity. It's creating hopelessness, which keeps people stuck. And then lastly, I want to say this. The emergence of Maitreya and the Masters of Wisdom is based on the response and the reaction of humanity. There is no other way. These masters can't force their way into our lives. We have to show some kind of response to the teachings of Maitreya. He has been talking to humanity at some level, in some way, that's waking humanity up. You can see the signs of it if you just look. You know, one clear indication of the awakening of humanity is how these, people who really were followers of these neocons, the right here in the United States, who love to talk all sorts of violent talk about other people, are wanting peace. They want to see the end of war. Don't know how to get it, but they want peace. And then here on the left, There's all these culture wars because they want justice, but they don't know how to get it. The only thing that's going to bring about justice for the left and peace for the right and freedom for the right is sharing. That's it. So have faith in humanity. Every day that you wake up and the world is here and the cars are driving down the street, we're still here. It ain't over till it's over, as they say. I love you guys. Thank you very much for the comment because it gave me something to talk about the world as a whole. And I look forward to your comments, your questions, and so forth, and talking to you guys again in the very near future. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Remember to take action and help SOP save our planet. Thanks for listening, and we look forward to talking to you again in future videos.